I do want to shout out my Steelers as well, because they're my first team that I'm going to talk about. Um, Omar Khan, you devilish lad, and his first NFL draft as Steelers general manager. Well, first they trade up with New England to get in front of the Jets and take Broderick Jones to tackle out of Georgia, because if they don't do that, it's pretty set in stone that he was going to go to the Jets. So you needed a left tackle to protect Kenny Pickett, athletic tackle. I love the pick. And they have their cake and they eat it too, because Joey Porter Jr. falls to 32. And this legacy pick, he is not just a legacy pick, but they love that type of story in Pittsburgh. And the fact that now they have another starter opposite of Patrick Peterson, Patrick Peterson will love Joey Porter Jr., love mentoring Joey Porter Jr. I'm excited to see that 1-2 duo this season for the Steelers. Keanu Benton out of Wisconsin, they get him at 49. They get Nick Herbig on day 3 out of Wisconsin. And Darnell Washington, the tight end out of Georgia. They're going to, JP, when they roll out in 12 personnel with Pat Freiermuth and Darnell Washington, good Lord in heaven. I'm so excited to see what they can do offensively. And then we're talking about RAS scores. They had Corey Trice, the corner out of Purdue, who has an RAS score of 9.93. They signed him as an undrafted free agent. So this is a guy that I think is going to make the final 53 based off his athleticism alone and how they decide to use him. Omar Khan, Mike Tomlin just knocked it out of the park. And not only that, a great draft. The Pirates are great. Kenny Pickett's chugging beers with Luke Combs. Pittsburgh we're just vibing right now on the South Side, man.
Yeah, man. I think they had a phenomenal draft top to bottom. First off, trading up ahead of the Jets to get Broderick Jones is a great move, because you knew the Jets were gunning for Broderick Jones.
And it showed with what they did next, because I think that kind of discombobulated them. They're like, oh, shit, what are we going to – Will McDonald, whatever, just go.
And I think what they did that I really am impressed with is getting Keanu Benton and Joey Porter Jr. the next day. I love the Keanu Benton pick here for the Steelers. He just feels like he plays like a Steeler. Heavy hands, long arms, real good against the run game right now. And his ceiling is potentially untapped as a pass rusher. You get him in there with Cameron Hayward, you get him around him, and just have him.
Cameron Hayward's fingerprints are going to be all over Keanu Benton.
That's a very high upside pick, but he can help you out right now in the run game. Nick Herbig is going to be a designated pass rusher at this point. I feel like I had him a little lower on my draft board, but what I was really stood out was his pass rush. He was good at getting it after the quarterback. He's real light. I think he'll be a designated pass rusher, like I said. But again, they love their Wisconsin pass rushers, and it seems to work out for them. So I'm going to trust them on that. And Joey Porter Jr., Corey Trice, those are potential for 2 building blocks at corner. Patrick Peterson's great. He's there for a year, maybe. He's not going to be around for long.
No.
Corey Trice is a guy you can come in, develop, potentially be good on special teams, and then you got your next CB2 if things with Joey Porter Jr. pan out. This is a really, really good draft. I didn't even mention Darnell Washington, who fell down the board because of medicals surrounding his knee. But if his knee checks out, his medicals check out, that offense is going to be very hard to mess up. It's very hard to mess up an offense with Najee Harris, Pat Freiermuth, Darnell Washington, George Pickens, and Deontay Johnson in it. And they just added Allen Robinson. I'm not sure how much Allen Robinson has left, but it's going to be really hard to mess that up.
Matt Canada will do his damnedest, JP. He will try his hardest to mess it up.